you. and more than anything else, the people I work with every day, my second family, Lyle, Tamina, and April, you know, we have some battles daily, but we make things happen. This is my message. Anybody that know me, step it up and let's make a difference in this city.
Amen.
All right. Step it up and let's make a difference in this city. Paul, where you at?
Can I give you a minute?
Give you a minute? I gave you a minute.
I'm doing what you told me to do. I always make a record.
Oh, okay, honey, wife, here. Can you?
Listen, my husband is great. I don't know how to express it any other way, except to say that truly, we were just reminiscing back to when he was courting me, and my sister said, "Oh, he had game back in the day. He had that line." And I'm happy to say actually that he still has those lines. He's very schmaltzy. He's very. But you know, this is the person I know who always supports anything I want to do, and I couldn't ask for a more loving, more attentive, more just, you know, he's the one God chose for me, and I just have to give God praise. I am glad that you all are here to help us celebrate this, you know, milestone plus kind of birthday, and I hope you all have a really nice time this evening. Thank you.
All right. We make it happen. Thank you, Gil. Before I give it up to Paul, I want to thank my friend Mike. Mike provided the cake, and we went half and half on the. Hey, Sandra. Okay, this is why I'm putting the mic down. You know, I gotta say this, Luther, we were in a meeting yesterday, y'all. High-powered meeting, and I made a statement that for those of you that know me, I'm a black nationalist. And Luther and a couple others put their head down because when I say high power, we're talking about some folk that make some decisions at this table. But you know what? I'm going to always be who I am. I come from this community, and I'm not going to step up at the table and step back. Okay, so Sandra is a partner in crime. Y'all think I'm bad. This sister here. Anyway, Paul, thank you. Here's the birthday cake. After Paul gets finished, you know, whatever y'all gonna do, I'm gonna sit down and enjoy myself. All right. Honey, I am having a good time. She was concerned that I wasn't gonna have a good time. I'm having a good time. All right.
All right.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Paul Lee. I'm the historian for the Shrines of the Black Madonna of the Pan-African Orthodox Christian Church. And I have proven myself a poor student of Tacoma today. You notice that I set up a tripod here, and there's no camera on top because I didn't charge my batteries. Fortunately, my man Kenny Snodgrass is capturing this. But the reason that I asked to speak is because I know a side of Tacoma that some of you may not know or appreciate as well as I've been blessed to. In this culture, often there's a distinction between an activist and a scholar, between the doer and the thinker. One of the best representations of the unity of that is Tacoma, or as we call him in the church, Lieutenant Tacoma. I was fortunate to meet him shortly after I became involved in the church in 2003. And I discovered quickly that we shared a fascination for the history of this, the rich and unique history of this church. The difference is he lived much of the history because his parents, Joma and Emma Ribbron, who are here, would you please stand up? They brought him into the church as a child, and he and one of the nephews of our founder, Jeremiah Ageman, his nephew Blair, Tacoma and Blair used to crawl around every inch of the Mother Shrine. And shortly after I joined the church and expressed an interest, I came by the Mother Shrine one Sunday, and Tacoma had that greasy smile that he gets. And I knew he had something important to show me. He took me crawling around. Now, at that time, I was nearly 50 years old, so I'm not sure how much I appreciated this. But when we crawled around the church, we found a tremendous amount of documentation, most of which had just sat there almost as if it was waiting to be revealed. And as Takuma and I began to pour through that documentation, he let me in on a secret. This wasn't his first foray into recovering our history. It turns out that shortly after our founder died in 2000, he was responsible for saving the office records of Jaramogi Abebe. And when I say saving the office records, this man threw away nothing. If he would have 1,000 flyers printed and distribute 600, the other 400 would be neatly in the closet of his office at the Mother Shrine. So he recovered the records from that. Working with another member of the Holy Order of the Maccabees, he recovered records from our printing office that were also in danger of being discarded. Most of what is now considered the Jaramogi Abebe Ageman archives has been saved by this one man. Wow. The importance of it didn't hit me until we began to pour over this. And when I talk about records, I'm talking about audio recordings, some videotapes, photographs, internal documents, the kind of ephemera that is produced when you do public programs, minutes of meetings. What I began to recognize as we poured over this material is that was our compass. If you want to know how to get to the future, you have to first know where the past is.
That's right.
If you don't understand where you are, you have to be able to situate yourselves precisely in space and time. And that's what these records allowed us to do. I cannot tell you, and I've never really told him, the extent to which that enlarged my perspective. I discovered, or I should say that we discovered, that by 1968, the Shrine of the Black Madonna had succeeded Marcus Garvey's Universal Negro Improvement Association as being the one group that was at the center of the black universe. Okay. And the Shrine's archives, there are letters and postcards literally from throughout the black world, because they recognized, just like the Garvey movement, the aims of the Shrine of the Black Madonna were the redemption of the motherland and the emancipation of black people worldwide. I would suggest, as a matter of fact, that the Shrine's archives are one of the richest corpuses of contemporary documentation on the black freedom struggle that's ever been amassed. And not all organizations, and certainly not churches, are as mindful of saving their records. It is not uncommon for, especially in the Baptist churches, for when the pastor is reassigned, he takes the record, he or she takes the records with him. Same thing in the African Methodist Episcopal Church. They don't save things. But as Bishop Tanu, who had long time worked in our national office, could tell you, we made not just triplicates of documents, but sometimes 10 copies of things. So the importance of this is that one day our children and grandchildren are going to want to understand where they are, and they're going to look back to us to be able to evaluate what we did, to be able to build upon our successes and learn from our mistakes. And Takuma's unusual in that not only did he save the records of the history of the church, but every day he's recording it. This is one of the few times that I actually get a chance to see his face, because usually he's behind a camera. He records our Sunday services. He often records the meetings that we have on Wednesday, which used to be orientations. He records our public programs. So this commitment that he has to creating a faithful record of who we are and what we did will make sure that our children and grandchildren and their great-grandchildren will be in good stead. Right. Takuma, I cannot thank you enough. We as a people cannot thank you enough. I'm not sure if people really let you know how much we appreciate you. I know that we do, so let me say it. Thank you. And if you would all please join me in saying it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Cutting up out there. You ready to go? That's why my folks got to leave.
Good evening, everybody. I just want to say that I don't know why he called me up here. I thought he called me. I thought he called me up here for something else. Well, I'm going to go what I think you called me up here for. What I wanted to be called up here for. I want to let everybody know that James arrived at the Board of Zoning Appeals, the City of Detroit, approximately 2 years ago. And it was amazing how we connected. Well, as a matter of fact, I was trying to be the director also along with him. And we were in the interview room before we interviewed, and we were sitting there talking. I'm like, what you doing here, James? Why you back here? I want to be the director. And he was coming from Montana. Like, what you doing in Montana? Anyway, make a long story short, he became the director, and he, we got some other people, some haters over here, but that's all right. Between myself and April Purifoy and Tamina, we all work together, and if anybody wants to know anything about the city of Detroit, and you need any service, you can call the Board of Zoning Appeals, because we probably handle more service than anybody.
Customer service first.
With customer service first. So, all right, that's about it. That's what I wanted to say. But everybody, let's sing happy birthday to James. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear James. Happy birthday to you.
All right, let's party, y'all. Let's have a good time. Thank you.